Welcome to Hot Women Wanted.
We're three childhood best friends who have been through it all and talk about it all.
Everything from hot flashes to hot takes to hot topics. So come join us.
Hi, guys. Welcome to Hot Women Wanted, episode 18. 18. I am Juli Strauss Greeley, joined by my BFFs, my besties in life for forever and ever and ever, Meredith Young and Juli Cola. Hey, guys. How are you?
Hi, Hotties.
How are we feeling this week? What's the temperature?
How are you feeling?
Good. I feel good. How about you, Cola?
Pretty
Well,
good.
you HRT girls. I mean, I'm still, waking up.
You're still bleeding.
Yeah, you don't need HRT. Guess what? Your body's producing it naturally. So
Doesn't matter. My sleeping is still not. I'm still perimenopause.
Julie, I have to give our listeners a reality check. You've never been a good sleeper. I know you want to blame this on menopause. I know you're so desperate to be part of the menopause clique with me and Mary. I just have to call this out. You have never, as long as I've known you, which is a lot of years, you've never been a great sleeper. I mean, maybe it's just that. Maybe it's just that.
No, I'm in perimenopause. I'm definitely in perimenopause. I mean, I am.
I actually, if you ever change to like an irregular period, not every 28 days, then I'll give you perimenopause.
Yeah, I won't even.
I'm definitely in perimenopause.
Well, I can't give it to you.
You don't have one symptom. Name it. Name one. Name them.
Irritable. The weight gain.
You've always been irritable.
Can't wake up in the middle of the night.
Jules, please don't make me go on this pod. And also point out to our listeners / viewers that in addition to not being a great sleeper, some might describe you as irritable.
I'm not always irritable. That's not true.
No,
you're
delicious fun. But I mean, you give it good. So
Okay,
I don't know.
So we got a little feedback that we should talk a little bit more about our friendship. So we're going to give one little funny anecdote each time now, like a hot personal take.
I have it. Guess what? In the moment, guess what I just came up with what we can call it?
What?
A hot flashback.
Really? You've been so good with the puns lately. Look at you.
It.
A hot flashback is so fabulous.
Okay,
New segment alert.
But as you know, I never have good stories. So since I came up with the title,
I will tell the story. I'm going to tell the story this time.
Okay.
I do.
Oh God, I fear I know what story this might be. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I just told it.
Oh, okay.
What story did you think I was going to tell? Because I can't
Okay,
tell
go.
that.
I might save it for another time.
Well, this one is a Juli Cola story.
Oh yeah, this is a good one.
This is a funny one. So we were 16, I think, and we were working at a summer camp. And we made all of I think $300 for the summer, and we.
But by the way, we've all worked at that summer camp. That's a lot of work for 300 bones.
$300 for the whole summer.
I think I was a bus counselor for an extra 25.
Exactly. And so it was like after we got our paychecks, we went to the mall, and there was a store there called Ton Sur Ton. Now, for anybody who's our age, you might remember it. It was very trendy. It was
very expensive, very trendy, wildly unflattering.
Wildly unflattering. And let's just say now, looking back as 56-year-olds, the bodies we had then, the fact that we were hiding them, and I do mean hiding them.
I know, these were
unbelievably unflattering clothing.
Almost like expensive pajamas.
Yeah. Very expensive.
Very expensive pajamas. But we dumped our entire paychecks each.
We went to Bloomingdale's and we spent our entire paycheck on one outfit each.
Shout out Bloomingdale's in Riverside Square Mall in Bergen County.
I remember my mom going, "Why don't you give me the check? I'll put it in the bank." I'm like, "I'm wearing it."
Remember when you used to have to sign over your paycheck to your parents and they would actually put it in the bank? Yeah.
Yes. Anyway.
That's how far back we go, listeners.
That's a flashback.
That is a hot flashback. We have been friends forever. We've got years of memories. So
our first hot flashback.
That's segment. A great way to start. Okay, so moving on to hot off the press. I feel like there's a lot going on in the news these days, even right up to today. Who wants to take it? Who wants to start it?
I can start it.
Yeah.
I heard Gabby on Watch What Happens Live, and she is hilarious.
Gabby from Traders.
Gabby from Traders, who was our ex-bachelorette. who
Yeah.
then turned into a lesbian and is now married.
Yeah.
And she's so funny. But anyway, she had to do her rose and thorn, and her rose was oh my God, being on the Traitors, and her
And winning,
thorn,
and winning.
and winning and
Winning.
winning and winning the Traitors, and her thorn was that she hasn't received a dime yet.
This hot off the press is quickly becoming a hot seat for our favorite hot seater, Andy Cohen. Andy
Well,
Cohen.
the way she did it, the way she did it was, she said, "Well, my rose is I won the Traders and I won all the money, which is really great." And she's just like, "But we haven't gotten paid yet, so that's not really great. And I still need to get paid, Andy, from you, from Peacock." And he's like, "We know." He's like, "What's your thorn?" She's like, "Well, not getting paid."
Well, that was
It
very good. Actually.
perfect.
How's my Gabby?
Your Gabby is actually quite good. Julie, your Gabby is quite good. Get it out there.
Anyway,
Get it to the people. Get it to
It
the
was
masses.
very funny, and she made some very funny and clever sexual jokes about scissoring too. So.
Oh yeah, hilarious.
Her housewife tagline. I
Yeah.
may cut you off, but I love to scissor.
Exactly.
And then she turned to Dorit. She's like, "When you're done with PK, come join us."
And then actually, she did. That's the most interesting thing maybe about Beverly Hills these days is to try to figure out who could go play for the other team. Because I got to tell you, she called out Dorit. She called out Erica Jane, which I could totally
Yeah.
see. I got to
I could
say.
see.
Wait. Then Dorit very smoothly slammed Kyle. She's like, "Yes, it's very trendy these days. I see."
Totally. I got to tell you something. I'm hardly on TikTok. You know me. I'm so late to technology. I'm terrible compared to you guys. But for whatever reason, Morgan Wade, who shall not be named, keeps popping up on my whatever that homepage is. A video of her at it's like I know my phone is listening to me, but like Morgan Wade keeps popping up on TikTok. I'm like, what is happening?
Maybe you're a closeted lesbian.
Maybe I am. Maybe I am. Listen, if 50 plus years of female friendship says anything, it might say that. It might say that. It might. Okay, next hot off the press. Cola, you want to run with it? You've got a couple.
I do? Okay,
Yeah.
hot off the press.
Kanye.
What am I doing? Which one do you want me to do?
Kanye.
Kanye.
All right, so today, thanks for the Kanye one.
Go ahead. Go ahead and run with it.
Well, apparently,
Kanye, I didn't say anything with this one.
Kanye apparently is feuding with Kim Kardashian again. He's so disgusting. He's disgusting. So he wrote a song with Diddy, rapist.
Oh,
I mean, it's so disgusting.
in jail? Where?
Who's in jail? Diddy's in jail. They
No,
must have,
like, when
who
did
knows
he-
how they wrote it? It doesn't even matter. So he insisted his daughter do the tracks on it without Kim Kardashian's permission. Listen, I don't think any of them are winning, Parents of the Year, but that's awful.
Yeah.
So Kim Kardashian didn't want that song released, so she had trademarked all her kids' names apparently.
Yeah.
And she said he can't use her name in the song. I don't know all the legalities of it, but anyway, they're going to a Twitter war. Thank God I'm off Twitter. And
I gotta tell you.
it's getting vicious.
Vicious.
I have to tell you, Kim, for somebody who didn't go to law school and didn't take the bar, I mean that was a clever legal move. I loved it.
Very
I
Do you think Kim's doing it, or do you think she has power lawyers?
She has a ton of lawyers.
She's working alone there.
She has a ton of lawyers, but she took whoever did it, great thinking. I love the legalese of it.
I'm sure they have 20 attorneys.
And then
Good
harkening back to other people who just can't seem to get out of their history. In addition to Kim and Kanye, also hot off the press, everybody. Jen and Ben.
Jennifer Gardner and Ben Affleck.
What do you think? Do you think they're just friends or cozying up?
Like what?
I really hope it's not true, but I feel like she has never gotten over him. And I hope I'm wrong.
Remember that interview that she...
She has a cute boyfriend.
Very
She
serious
does.
boyfriend. Very
Who I'm
serious
sure is
boyfriend.
very annoyed right now.
No, supposedly he is really annoyed, and he was like, "You're making me look like an idiot." Like, it's one thing to co-parent. Great that you're co-parenting. I think he has children from his first marriage as well, and also I think a friendly divorce. But great to co-parent, but what are you doing? And I'll never forget that quote, either right when they got divorced or right when Ben won some Academy Award, where she was like, "Ben Affleck is one of those people that when you're in his light, it's like magic. There's nobody when he shines his light on you, whether through love, whatever. There's nothing like it." And it's like, oh, Jen, what are you doing?
No, but then she says when he doesn't, it's very dark. Yeah.
Cold in the shade.
Yeah, it's really cold in the shade.
Ultimately, I think they're better off as friends. I hope they don't get back together.
No.
I think so too. I think so
I really
too.
do. I hope I really do.
I think so too. Anyway, a couple little things popping in the news. So,
Yeah, what
Yeah.
else do we have here? We did Kanye.
and
Come on,
Listen,
camera,
I'm not going to go into it,
camera.
but we hope Wendy Williams. We
camera?
hope she does better. We see that she's getting some attention to get out of that facility she's in. So we hope she moves on
Wendy
from there.
Williams, yeah.
Yeah, we weren't going to mention that because we don't know enough about it.
We don't know enough, but it's on my
We
list,
actually-
and I blabbed
we
it out.
actually don't know.
I asked you to cross that one out because we don't really have the facts on that one, and we
Next thing you know, I'm going to announce Conan.
Conan.
It's going to come back for the Academy.
we don't really know
Yes,
the update
and
on
he's a
Wendy
blazer.
Williams. We
And-
wish her the best, though.
We
Yeah.
do. I love Wendy Williams. I do. I don't love. I mean, I wish her well. I don't
Yeah.
wish her to be. She has all her facilities. She is
We don't
very
want
articulate.
anybody. Listen, a lot like Brittany, we don't want anybody to be in an unending conservatorship when it seems like they no longer need it.
Exactly. She never needed it.
Absolutely,
All I'm gonna
absolutely.
say.
The
That's
real
all I'm
story
gonna
is,
say.
I did hear this on the Smith sisters this morning. How she got there was a bank, like something with her bank. There was some fraud in her bank account, and they were like, "Listen, we're gonna take your conservatorship because like we want to protect you." And she was like, "Absolutely, like protect my money." And then all of a sudden it spun out of control. But that's how it started.
I mean, allegedly, it's her son who's been taking her money.
Well, her son's always been. That's always been the report is that he's not a great guy. I don't
Yes,
know.
he's taking her
That's-
money.
I
That's
really
not what
don't.
the Smith sisters
Allegedly,
said.
I
That's
don't-
all allegedly. That's all allegedly. But
I don't know enough about it. All right, moving on. Next topic or next section we should talk about is
Hot
who's
topic?
got a hot beauty trend or a trend of the
Her.
week that we want to share?
Yes, today is me.
Oh.
Today is me. Okay, I am going to introduce to everybody SkinFix. Have you guys heard of this before?
what is that?
What is
Okay.
this?
Mary.
I have this adorable new hairdresser. I love her so much. She's just the cutest. Sarah, if you're listening, and I hope you are to every single episode, send me all new products. And this one I love. I love. Okay, so it's called SkinFix, and it's Barrier Plus, and it's a foaming oil cleanser. Because I told her I really I need more oils in my skin, and she said she recommended this, so I got it.
Is it spelled
And-
out like Skin Fix, all one
Yes,
word?
SkinFix, one word.
Can you buy it on Amazon, or you have to go to her store?
No, I didn't get it on Amazon. I got it at Sephora, but
Okay.
I probably can get it on Amazon. You guys, do you know when you get a facial and they put that cleanser on that feels like silk, and they do the circles on your forehead?
I use
and
that
they-
cleanser.
And they
It's
do it around the
Mario
nose. They
That's
get
that.
It feels like that. So I find myself in the shower, giving myself a little facial.
Oh, I'm gonna get it.
It just feels so good.
I love the bottle and I love the
Love it.
color.
I love the way it looks.
I love
Is
it.
it pricey?
No, it's actually not that pricey. I mean, as skin products go, it's actually not that pricey. I
Skin
have
fix.
no
Skin
idea
fit.
how much this was, but it was okay. It wasn't like I usually use a lot of the Barbara Sturm products. Those
Right, that's a fortune. Yeah.
pricey.
Yeah.
This is within the normal pricey range.
Okay.
And I love it. I love it. It's really nice for the shower. And I say that because it's a little bit hard to wash off. Like the before bed, you
Oh yeah, you don't want it to stick
you're
into
at
our.
the sink and you're gonna get everything all wet. But this is good for the shower.
And you know what? For skin that really is losing natural hydration, when you wash your face, it can really strip your skin. And then you're already starting at a deficit and you've got to keep adding back moisture. So to use a cleanser that's oil-based, they say that's actually really, really good for our age group.
I
I'm
love
definitely
it.
gonna get it. That
Well,
sounds
not you.
fabulous.
You don't need it yet, Julie. You don't need it yet.
Stop it now.
I also want to say I'm gonna give a little update. The Julies know this. Hottie listeners don't. I got a little. So I was really upset about the lines around my top lip.
Did
And
you get it done?
Yes. Yeah.
That's a lip
Oh.
tip?
you can't tell, can you? Right? It's so subtle, but
And you can still move your lip, which is the big
Oh my
problem
God.
about putting.
It doesn't even feel like anything. But the lines are a little more faded. It didn't do anything really to my lip.
I got to get that. I have
But
those
my
lines.
lines are a little more faded. So basically, she just did 2 little shots right into my lip. Not for a filler. It's not a filler. It's Botox.
No, you can't do filler there. That's what looks the worst.
Right.
Well, so that's not a lip flip. A lip flip is to make your lip bigger.
No, it's called a lip flip. You use Botox.
No, it is called a lip flip because what happens is if you immobilize the lip a little bit, it looks like it. I can't explain it. It looks.
I don't know. But I totally feel my lip. It's just the lines that got a little bit. There's one here that I want her to get a little bit more next time. But anyway, I really love it. You can't
And you
even
don't
tell.
feel
Can
any
you tell?
restricted movement.
No. When I put
can't
my
tell.
tongue up here a little bit, It's a little bit numb, a little tiny bit. But no, you can't tell. It doesn't look like it did anything
I
to my
need that
lips.
'cause I have 2 vertical lines above my lips. You would think I was a smoker, and honestly, whatever, I never smoked cigarettes, ever, ever, ever. And I look like I have smoker's lines.
You do not.
I do. What can I say? People, look me up. Let me know. Give it.
Careful what you wish for.
Exactly.
Please,
I already got.
that
What was the word
Z.
they used for me?
Listen,
Bitter.
I
got bitter.
well,
And sometimes I lay awake at night thinking about that. I'm like, I'm really not a bitter person. I'm a pretty happy
You also got, you look like Erin from Real
yeah,
Housewives.
you got from Erin from Real Housewives, Erin Leachy. Listen, I was going to say, at least bitter isn't about your looks. And you know what I have to say to all the people out there? Please, once you guys start commenting on our looks, guess what? We've made it. I
Julie, you're doomed now.
I welcome it. Bring it on, public. It means we made it. Anyway.
But
Oh, God.
come on
Careful what you
in.
wish for.
They're talking about our looks.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, really. Moving on. Okay. What are we moving on to? Are we up to hot topics?
You want to go to the hot seat?
No, the hot seat. The hot seat,
Oh,
Jules.
hot seat. Oh, I did it out of order, guys. Sorry. I was supposed to do
It's
that
all right.
hot off the press. Hot seat. Well, I'm going to take hot seat, which,
Yeah.
I don't know, I really could be alienating a lot of people here. Let me just preface, actually, by saying I am a royal fan and stan. And I do feel compelled to say that. I am one of those people that really loves the royal family. I'm obsessed with Buckingham Palace. When we went to London on our family trip, I couldn't get enough of the palace. We did the whole tour. I love it. I love the show The Crown. This is not coming from a hater. My hot seat this week is Netflix / Meghan Markle. They have already greenlighted this horrible show. Horrible. Unwatchable. Unwatchable.
Have you watched?
I did. I dipped in because everybody, don't come at me. I am a royal fan. So I was like, let me see what this is about.
Jules, you're not even a royal fan. You're also a Suits fan.
I am a Suits fan.
Oh, you're a Suits fan too?
Julie, yes. Thank you for pointing that out. I am
You're an original Suits fan.
original Suits fan. I will not watch the reboot. But let me just tell everybody out there, Jules, very good point. If you are looking for a series to get into and be stuck with it for a good year and a half, because it's a lot of seasons,
No thanks.
Suits is for you. And let me just say, to Meghan Markle's benefit, she was excellent in it. Excellent.
Let's
And
stick to
the-
the thing, though. Let's stick to the Netflix show.
Yeah.
Netflix show is horrible. It's unwatchable.
I'm never gonna watch it.
Horrible. And the
Never.
hot seat is, of course, her crew has already come out. Her production people from behind the scenes have already come out saying what a nightmare she was to work with. That she made them do repeated takes for like ridiculousness. She made them do 4 or 5 takes of the Mindy Kaling thing, where Mindy Kaling, who is supposedly a bestie, kept calling her Meghan Markle, and she kept correcting her. I was like, well, my last name is Sussex now. Which, by the way, if you're a royal fan / stan like me, it's not Sussex. Sussex isn't her last name. That's not her last name. It's part of the titling, but it's not a last name. Anyway, this is a woman who literally took pretzels out of a Trader Joe's bag, the peanut butter stuffed pretzels, which, by the way, delicious snack. Very dangerous. She literally they're delicious. They're beyond. I'm like, what is Trader? What is Trader
You really
Joe's?
could say to yourself, "Well, there's protein in this." So, like,
She's like, I say it to myself. She's like, when people come to visit me, I like to put a little tray together in their room of just a few snacks to make them feel at home. She literally opened up that bag of peanut butter stuffed pretzels and a bag of popcorn, poured them from the bag that they're in into a brown paper bag, tied it with twine, and stuck a little twig of like a flower in it, and was like, there you go. I'm like, what am I watching? Like, I gotta turn this off. I can't even do research for the people. This is horrible. So I'm putting her in the hot seat.
Wait, not only that, I read that she's talking about some one-pot spaghetti dish, you know, that everyone's now making. It's Martha Stewart's recipe
is.
from 5 years ago.
It is.
What?
It's Martha Stewart's recipe. It's
What
on
is
her
the
recipe.
The
recipe?
Martha Stewart recipe.
Yeah.
what is the recipe? Do we
You
know?
take like
Everybody makes
hard
it.
spaghetti, you put it in a pot, just in the pot, that's it. And then you throw cut up tomatoes in it, whatever you want. Onions, tomatoes, and then you pour water on it, and then it all cooks together.
And the spaghetti
boil
gets
the pasta in. You
Yeah,
boil the
it's
pasta
spaghetti
in.
You
gets
cook everything at once. I mean, you know, it's not so hard to boil water. I don't know why this is.
Guys, there isn't anything on this show that is like, you're literally like, huh? What? I mean, this is what a bag of beans she and her team sold to Netflix, and they're already on for season 2. So hot seat for me. Okay, moving on.
I heard they filmed a lot of episodes, and that's how they have a season 2. They just have a lot of episodes, and they're
Maybe.
just
And
filming.
that's the other thing. It's not her house, which I know a lot of people don't film in their real house, but like she's in a house like as if it's her. Anyway, whatever.
It's because she doesn't want people stalking her house, though. I don't blame her for that.
Near her house in Montecito. Like you can't even get close to it. Anyway, moving on. It was disappointing, but let's move on to
White
show.
Lotus.
And guys,
Hot topic, White Lotus season 3.
Guys, the time has come. First of all, for all of our listeners, I'm just going to say, Hotties, spoilers ahead. Spoilers ahead. If you are one of the few that is waiting for all of the episodes to bank and then you're going to watch it however you want to watch, do not fast forward to the next.
Fast forward this section because we're going to definitely talk about last night's episode.
We've had 5 episodes so far. We are pretty much a little bit more than halfway through the season. Guys, wow. It is big.
It's insane.
Big swings. Big themes, big swings.
Yeah.
So much tension, elevated tension. I don't remember feeling this tense.
Oh, I do.
No. It's more tense. I think it's more tense this year.
Oh, I always feel tense. I feel that.
You always feel tense on the White Lotus, always, but this is even more tense.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So let's dive in.
Let's dive into it. The Radcliffes. Let's start with the Radcliffes.
Let's start with the Radcliffes.
We got Tim, Victoria. Mary gave us a cheat sheet. So Tim, Victoria,
Piper,
Tsunami.
Taiwan.
Saxon. By the way, a notable point, which I heard on another one of the podcasts, is Saxon is one of the names of Elon Musk's kids. His name's Saxon. And Lachlan.
One of his 25 kids?
Exactly.
Yes.
However the fuck many. And Lachlan, as we all know, and it's been used before, Lachlan makes everybody think of Rupert Murdoch and his son. So, interesting.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
And then I read, if pay attention, because Lachlan is often wearing crocodiles, and that's the opening credits.
Yeah.
That's
And
the what?
also,
In the opening credits, you see all the animals. There's crocodiles in the opening credits, and Lachlan is wearing crocodiles on his shirt. So I think I think you're looking at Patrick Schwarzenegger. May Patrick Swayze rest in peace. Patrick Schwarzenegger's son, the actor who's playing Saxton, right?
Saxon.
And we were looking at him as the bad guy, but I think the younger brother is going to be the
Oh,
darker.
for sure. He's the one who
100%. He's got darkness in him. 100%.
Darkness.
He's got darkness, and that's
Like,
what's coming
he
out.
surprised his big brother with that
And also
kid.
just-
His brother was like,
This episode was so dark.
Yeah, but it's before that because, and also Saxon is one of these, typical bully characters. It's, all bluster, all bravado, all ego, and you end up, and that's what I thought was so brilliant about Mike White, and I guess because episode 5 just aired, so that's our most obvious callback. You actually ended up in episode 5 feeling sorry for Saxon.
Yeah.
You almost felt like that was not a character, episodes 1 through 4, that you had any sympathy for. You're Patrick Schwarzenegger is doing a brilliant job of playing perhaps the biggest douche I've ever seen on the planet. And by the way, we all know those guys. Wherever you've been in the world, whether through work, in finance, or frat guys, or whatever, wherever you've walked, you know a guy like that. He was, and then all of a sudden last night you kind of felt like, oh no, you felt something for him. And also he was like, oh, I don't do drugs.
When he took the drugs, he didn't.
I'm assuming that was Molly, right?
Yeah,
Molly,
yeah.
and
he really didn't want to take it. I did feel for him.
And then we know he's always making those smoothies with the blender. So I feel like the blender, the forbidden fruit, you're not supposed to eat, it kills you. There's something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen with that smoothie and the blender. He always has the blender. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's so much there's so many people I'm like, they're going to die. They're going to, every scene.
I know.
Well, that's how I feel too. And one of the podcasts that I listen to that I love, Ringer Reality, Bill Simmons, Prestige TV, that was something that they said this week too. They're like, it's so unclear. Any of these people can die. Somebody's binging, and it's not me. I cannot.
It's me, and I turned off my messages. Sorry, guys.
I am so proud. It's not me.
I know. I was looking at Dan. I was staring at Dan as if it was.
Can't believe it.
Sorry, I have to tell Chloe.
But I have to tell you, I feel like he is such a typical bully. He's pushing his brother, and then as soon as the brother pushed back, it's like, oh, you know what I mean? He's like, oh no, I've poked the tiger. I've created a little bit of a monster. And I also feel like it's also so much about identity, how you see yourself and how others see you. And this relationship, with like Tim, the father, Tim Ratliff, like he's this successful guy and this whole thing is changing. So a whole house of cards is going to fall apart. And like religion, and then this whole Buddhism thing, this whole Buddhist idea that Sam Rockwell, who I'm skipping ahead, I love Sam Rockwell.
Oh my God.
He was in the scene with Walton Goggins in Bangkok, and he was like,
Rick. Let's call them by their names, Rick.
Yeah. Rick. And you maybe get an opportunity to like better yourself in this life, which is the whole Buddhist idea. Like the Buddhists believe that you're reborn, and with each rebirth you get an opportunity to do better, to improve, to be a better person, a higher self, and you keep coming back until you've achieved it. So it's like all of these people are living like these multiple lives, like in this 1 week, where like their identity and their life keeps changing. It's just crazy. It's
like
so
Piper. She's like a fake. You know what I mean? Like Piper's really not the do-gooder. She's really like a white privileged girl who's like just wants to hide out in Thailand.
That was like the whole brilliance of the scene of like
Or
her
Taiwan.
meditating with her
Taiwan.
Yeah, with her meditating with her diptyque candle, which is like a $75 candle that she brought with her on this trip. It's like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, like Piper's gonna go live in a monastery without all these trappings. Right. Sure, Piper.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that that family, I feel like any of them could die. They probably won't.
Well, now the dad has the gun.
Yeah, but I think it's too obvious. Like, I feel like that gun is now loose. First of all, we have to say, Gaita, he's the worst security guard of all time.
Security guard.
Of all time.
And I'm gonna go take you one further. And Fabian's the worst manager.
I think Fabian is bad.
Fabian's bad, I think too. But Fabian in that scene where he goes up to Gaitak, he's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "Well, maybe you." I
think Fabian works for Greg. Gary Greg.
It's either that.
I think he's getting paid off by him because when Belinda came to him, he was like buried it. He said, "Nope, we're not going to do anything about that." Like I think he's getting paid off by him.
I think or he's like, this is like rich privilege, which is Mike White's big theme, and that's what every season is about. Like rich people get away with murder, literally and figuratively, and like nothing ever happens to them. And so maybe he's like, because doesn't he say something like, there's a lot of whatever sketchy characters here, whatever. Yeah. Like he feels like it's our job to make this like a peaceful oasis for them. He is the embodiment of see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Like Fabian doesn't want to know. I don't want to know who's bad. I don't know what they really do for their money. I don't want to, like, we're just going to make it all look nice.
And that was last week's theme was hide and seek. And he said, what are you doing? Are you hiding? Are you seeking?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And, it's very interesting with Mike White. He's so brilliant. And, these stories are so fucked up. But he heard them from somebody. You know what I mean?
Wait, like, did I tell you guys this? Did you guys hear that one of the other, not a Reddit thread, but like, another, maybe it's still Prestige TV, it might be Bill Simmons, that apparently they were on location, they were doing location scouting, and Mike White got really, really sick in Vietnam. Is it Vietnam where they are? No, Thailand. In Thailand. And he had to be hospitalized. And he had some kind of a crazy reaction to something, and they gave him steroids to try to reverse the reaction. And which can happen with steroids, they like overdid it. And he was literally like in a fever dream for like 3 days. He had loosely written the show, but I guess certain things weren't filled in. And he said that big themes of the show and big parts of the narrative came to, like, he dreamt it. Like when he was in this, because the show was like on his mind, and then he like had these like hallucinogenic steroid.
That makes sense.
Yes, and then it became part of the show.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that. That makes sense, especially with the monologue that Rick gave.
Yeah.
Was it Rick?
No, it wasn't Rick. It was Sam Rockwell.
Yeah. And lucky Leslie Bibb. That's her real life husband.
Oh,
it's Rick's friend.
Rick. It was, what was his friend's name again?
They never gave him a name. He never gave a name. Oh, did he?
No, he did, but I didn't write it down. Okay. Well, Rick's friend, that monologue with I think I could be an Asian girl.
Yeah.
Well, I read a theory that
the whole ladyboy theme keeps
ladyboy thing is a big theme, and I read a theory that the owner of the hotel, the woman who's the owner, who's the actress, that maybe she is really. This would be a spoiler, but it's not a spoiler that I know of. It's just a theory that somebody had that I saw is Rick's dad.
It's actually a ladyboy. She's a ladyboy.
His dad's a ladyboy.
Oh, interesting. That would be a great twist.
Right.
So when they said, she was murdered, it's like, it's because, he's no longer a woman.
Yeah.
That would be really interesting.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
been out there a lot on the blogs and like on the threads that everybody's talking about the show. Definitely that's part of the thing. And then
Okay.
another person posited, I forgot where I read this too, that like because they were like, why would Belinda go report this to Fabian? Like what's the narrative? What's the reasoning there? Like she could have just told it to the guy who she ends up, I don't know his name either. So sorry, the other man who works at the hotel that she ends up sleeping with. But like, why are they setting it up that she,
Valentine.
right? Like, why are they
I
setting
think
it
that's
up?
her boss. He's her boss. That's why.
But they're like, why'd they set it up so that she like figures it out? She goes and reports it to Fabian. Fabian's like, don't worry about it. We're not gonna look that way. We're not gonna talk about it. Everything's fine. And then she goes back to her room, whatever. So they're like, they're gonna now. There's all these guns floating around, and there's all these like bad people because Tim Ratliff has a gun.
Yeah.
Rick now is in possession of a gun.
Well, and Tim Ratcliffe's gun is now in a drawer too. It's not locked up. It's just in a drawer.
Right. And so they were saying that like not what's the Interpol, like international police are going to show up at the resort and everybody's going to think they're there for them because everybody has a reason. Like it could be they're there for the Russians. It could be that they're there for Greg Gary. It could be that they're there for Tim Ratliff because he thinks he's getting arrested and extradited back to the U.S. It could be, and so that's going to start like a whole gunfight, and that's like what the opening scene was, where you hear all this gunfire. Everyone's going to assume they're there for them.
The police are there for them.
Okay.
That's like a theory floating around too.
I want to say for the pod and for our hotties, those three women are nothing like us when we're on vacation.
They're nothing. The only thing that really made me laugh was not in this episode, but was in the hide and seek episode when they thought they were so like cool, and they're like, we need like a more happening pool, and they put them in the old folks pool, and they're like, what the
He sent them to the resort where everybody was like 70.
That would happen to us.
That would happen to us.
Yeah. I know. I was like, if that happened to us, we'd be so pissed.
I believe
so cool.
I believe at our 50th birthday trip at Baja Mar, we were like, I wish they would turn the music down at this pool. I'm like, this pool is fantastic, but I really can't hear myself think. It is too loud.
Or at the bar. Ugh, everybody in this bar is 60.
Let's not bring that story up.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, no, they are nothing like us, except they are a threesome, and they've known each other since childhood. But like, we do not.
But they're much more backstabbing. I mean, the fact that what's her name, Jacqueline, slept with Lori's guy.
I knew that was going to happen. I had a feeling she's like one of those. She needs to.
Also, did you guys notice he didn't close the door? So I think they're going to get robbed.
Oh.
She lets him in last night, and neither one of them closed the sliding door. And I think his
probably set it up.
And I think his two guy friends are going to come in and rob them.
Okay.
That's what I think. So, yeah, like all these people are it's unbelievable. It's so well done, though. Like
so good.
Wait, do you guys know that Mike Wife's father is like a minister?
No, I didn't.
His father's a minister. Yeah.
Oh, and then there's more Survivor people in this episode.
Minister.
Mike White he was on Survivor and like loves Survivor. He's obsessed with it. So every season he puts people from Survivor on the show.
An Amazing Race. He was on
the last night's episode. There were people from Survivor in the club.
Really?
Yep. Yeah.
People in the club from
Survivor.
I would have to look it up, but it was, people who. If you noticed, you noticed. They were like in the club. You could see them. The camera definitely panned their faces.
The ultimate crossover ever is Boston Rob. That would really take me out of the show, though.
He's too famous.
Yeah, all we need to do is look over and see Boston Rob.
Boston Rob in Taiwan?
Taiwan. Honestly.
Like, you can't stay in Taiwan.
I mean, Victoria's lines about religion and Catholicism and
China. She was like, what about China, Mom?
I know. I mean, unbelievable. Piper, I'll just have to drink myself to sleep.
She's like, I can't find my lorazepam. I'll just have to drink myself to sleep. Tsunami.
And also, very interesting at the end, Tim was like, please, God, tell me what to do. And then they're supposed to go the next day, they're supposed to go to the monastery with Piper. So they're going to like a religious place, like a religious building.
Well, he's going to want to stay there. She wants to stay there, and that's a place he can hide.
Well, that's another theory too, is that everybody's writing off Victoria, but like she's actually really smart, and that they're saying like if it's in keeping with Mike White's thing, they're not really going to get the punishment they deserve. So either she has like spirited money away and they're going to be fine because she's
She
been
knows he's taking her medicine. She was like, oh, I'm putting my bag here. That was on the yacht.
Yeah,
And then,
right, and they're
she was
saying
speaking fluent Thai, and a couple
in-
episodes ago, she speaks fluent Thai out of nowhere. You know,
Yeah.
she's prepared to stay.
They were saying like she's got money and stashed away and they're going to be just fine. Or somebody else was saying on Reddit that I thought this was good too because they don't have their phones, that like when they get their phone at the end of the week, it's going to be all this like you're going to watch this man like totally strip himself down to like nothing, and then at the end of the week he's going to get his phone back and it's going to be like the informant is dead and like he's going to be fine. You know what I mean? Like something like he totally walks away after going through this unbelievable reckoning with his life, then he's gonna like walk away like unscathed, like season 1 where the guy's in the airport and like nobody, you know what I mean?
And I did read something. I think you can like stash your. In the beginning, she mentions the Caribbean. She's like, we usually go to the Caribbean. You know, she's like, oh, you know what? No, she said the Caribbean, and they said for money. I think she said the Caribbean.
Yeah, but you don't. But the Caribbean's not like a popular spot for that.
No, no, that's not for that. You could stash your money there.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not. It's Bermuda, the Cayman Islands. There's certain islands that have tax.
I read you can stash your money in the Caribbean, and that's why she said that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I did read that.
Well, I mean,
I didn't come up with it.
That is in keeping with her.
Yeah.
All right, gals.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's move on.
It is so good. Only
Next
3 more
week
episodes.
we'll tackle the next episode next week too. But let's move on to something a little lighter.
A little lighter. Anything could be lighter than White Lotus. Last night's episode.
Let's move on to our original best friend, good old Bravo reality TV. Our 4th best friend.
We're back.
What show do we want to like start with? Or
we're gonna do Summer House Southern Charm combo because it really was about the Paige Craig downfall unraveling.
It is.
Yeah.
And I will say, I can't remember whether it was, Jules, you'll tell me, whether it was Southern Charm. I think it was Summer House when she was on the phone with Craig, and he was kind of a dick.
Who? To Paige?
Craig was. He's kind of like, you're going to have to like take it down a notch with your career if we're going to make this work. I'm like,
he wasn't on the phone. It was Summer House. They went to dinner at that. By the way, that was really yuck. Yeah. They went to dinner at that Australian place and they ate kangaroo.
He ate the kangaroo. She didn't eat the kangaroo.
Well, she took a piece of it from the skewer. It was I literally rewound it. I was like, what restaurant is this in New York? But anyway.
I thought that was a dick thing to say to her.
He was like, listen, I love that you're busy. I love that you have your own, I love that you're successful, but like, we can't sustain this. It's like every other man and woman. It's like, who is always the one that feels like the brunt of it?
I will say this though. She never really liked him. I mean, she is so mean to him.
I think she loved him in the beginning. Like she was in love with him because he's handsome and he's rich, and she was on both shows. It was cool. It was fun. And then she's like, I'm in a million years. Paige. First of all, Paige is from upstate New York. She's not from Manhattan.
No. Nobody said
she's not from Manhattan, but she loves Manhattan, so that's fine. She's never going to move to Charleston, and she knew that. So at some point, you need to break up. So it's fine. You know what I mean? I mean, the relationship definitely went on too long, but.
I think they're also trauma bonded too, which a lot of people are talking about online. Like now that on Southern Charm, switching back to that show, last week in his conversation with Austin, Craig actually identifies and says like, I'm an addict. And the reason you haven't seen me and the reason I don't go out is because if I go out, like I can't go out. Like I will go, I will go too far. And he says like, when you're going through treatment and they ask you, what's your why? Paige is my why. Like, so I feel like she and he were bonded by this, like, we got to get, Craig's got to be sober. Craig's got to stay sober. We're together in this. It's us against the world. And I think that kept them in the relationship longer too. And now he's doing well. And it's like, and so the rest kind of falls away. And then she's sort of like, I'm over you. I think she's really legit over him.
She's definitely over him. And he lives like a quiet life. He doesn't even live in Charleston. He lives in the suburbs of Charleston. Yeah. He lives like 20 minutes out of Charleston. Yeah. Everybody else lives closer in. She doesn't want to live in the suburbs. It's like, she wants to be in New York City where it's happening.
And Giggly Squad is taking off. Like, this is not the timing is off for them too. Like, he wants in a place where he wants to settle down. She's in a place where her business is just booming. Like, she needs to ride this wave.
And his business really does. He's not opening a So Charleston store in fucking Midtown Manhattan. I mean,
No.
if he does, it'll be open for 6 months. Like, it'll
And
be
also, that wouldn't make him happy. He loves his backyard.
Right.
He loves
So
his
his
pool. He
business-
loves his house, and he
his
should. You know.
business is there. Like his whole brand, this Southern sewing and napkins and cozies, drink cozies, and that's there. That is fully anchored there, and her whole business brand and identity is New York. Never the two shall meet. It happens sometimes.
He's gonna get snatched up, and by the way, so is he. He's really
They
cute.
both are. He's very cute.
He's very cute. He's very successful.
Listen, and if he sticks with the sobriety thing, because again, like you guys saw some of it in Summer House, but like in all seriousness, he really was he was a huge problem. Like,
Well, that brings me to Jules. What happened at Craig and Amanda's wedding? He got kicked out?
He got kicked out because
Why?
being too drunk because he started a fight.
He started a fight?
He was kicked out. Yeah, he's been kicked out. He was kicked out of a lot of places.
Wow.
He was a problem. When
Was
they
he
showed
with
that clip-
Paige at the time? Were they together?
Yes.
Yeah, she brought him as her date.
Yes.
Oh.
And they showed that clip from Winter House. I was watching Winter House at that point, and he had an episode of Winter House that they showed part of it. He was off. He was literally out of his mind, yelling at everybody in the house, and it was so awful for her. And she's upstairs in the ski house, looking down, she removed herself from the situation. And Kyle literally was like, "Your boyfriend's insane. You need to do something. I'm gonna kick
And
his."
for Kyle to say that.
Yeah, exactly. So listen, they all drink, they all go out, they all party, they all like to have fun. He has a real problem. I mean, he really did. He really did. So I don't know.
All right, we have to move on because we're getting close to time.
Dusty and Lexi quickly.
Ugh.
I think it's her. I think her jealousy is a problem. Even though I'm not, I'm not in love with Jesse this year. I think he's kind of a jerk, but I think that she's the problem. You can't be that jealous.
No.
By the way, they're definitely over because he's commenting on everybody's post.
Oh yeah,
Left and
I
right
think they were
recently.
over. I think it ended during the summer. I think it ended before the end of the summer.
I
You
mean,
can't be that possessive that fast. It's crazy.
no, it's so crazy. It
Really is.
Yeah.
And he's
Okay.
been, I don't feel anything there, and I don't really love her as a new character, and she's not bringing really. I don't know. She other than
You don't need her. If they break up, you don't need her to come back.
No,
She's not
I don't
fun.
see her- I don't see her coming back. I don't see her
Yeah.
adding anything to the mix. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay. Let's move
Now,
on.
I think we can skip Beverly Hills. Does anything want to talk about Beverly Hills? I think we can skip it this week.
Let's skip it.
Honestly, guys, this.
I
mean,
know.
now
It's boring.
the one thing I will say is thank God we're on a trip because maybe we're going to get something good. And the Windjammer in St. Lucia is one of the top resorts in the entire Caribbean. Speaking of the Caribbean, it is magnificent. I mean, they are really at a high end, Bravo spraying for some bucks. Windjammer, you cannot get in there. It is really gorgeous. And I'm hoping we're going to get something good. I mean, it looks like everybody gangs up on Sutton on the boat.
I know.
No, I saw another preview. No, we are talking about it, where Sutton apologizes to her for that comment. She says, "I did say something that was awful, and I said it to be mean, and I dug really low, and I want to apologize. It was wrong of me."
Wow.
And then Dorit does not accept the apology, and then it starts attacking her again. And Bose says, "No, Dorit, she just apologized to you." So she's just like, no, we got to listen now. She's apologizing to you, so it's going to be interesting.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
The
Okay,
one
good.
thing I will say from this past episode is I don't need to see. I mean, again, Mauricio has to get his 10 minutes of production credit
Oh my God.
of recording with the stirring of the spoon and the two of them staring at each other. And what?
I know.
And PK,
I saw him though. He said, "You will not see me next year. I'm done." He's like, "I'm not filming anymore."
Good.
he should be done. And he has a very, very serious girlfriend that he's been photographed all over. Beverly
Really?
Hills.
He has a
Yes.
very serious girlfriend?
Yes. It's the same person. It's they're photographed all over all the time in Beverly Hills. It's been for a little bit of time.
I think she has a boyfriend. I think Dorit has a boyfriend.
You do?
I read she's dating a billionaire.
I think this is all for
Billionaire?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is all for I think this is all
Bye,
just for the
PK.
show. Yeah. Bye PK and your bankruptcy bills.
Bye-bye.
And Boy George, please.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
And Mauricio doesn't look like he's getting. They're done too. I mean,
No.
this is over and out.
Yeah,
There.
over and out.
They're done.
All right, so we're close to time. Let's move on to closing hot takes. And Mare, I think you have one.
You do, man.
I do have one. Okay, well, the irony of my closing hot take is that I forgot what it was. And so I remembered that something had happened to me this week, and it was humiliating, and I couldn't remember what that was, so I had to text my children and be like, I remember one of you was with me. And so
Something humiliating happened to me.
my daughter Alex was like, I was with you, and this is what happened. And yes, it was humiliating, and you should use it as your hot take. I'm like,
Love it. Love it. Bring it on.
so I got my new prescription for my Duave, however you want to say it. I had like my call with my doctor, and I'm like, it's going great. I feel great. She's like, good. She's like, oh my God, you're due. I've got to write this prescription quickly because you're out. And I was like, oh, okay. Thank you. So I'm waiting. You wait for your I don't know if you guys use Walgreens, but like I wait for the text to be like, it's ready. Come pick it up. So I never got it. I'm kind of panicking. I have one day without it. So I'm really in true panic because you go through withdrawals. So I was a little bit like panicked, right? Like, so I go into Walgreens with my super nice self. I was like, hello. Are you having a good day? I was like, I need my Duave, and I haven't gotten a call from you guys. Is there a reason? Is there a problem? And so she's, typing in, taking so long. I'm like, oh God, this is not good. All this typing is a bad sign.
Yeah.
She turns to me and she's like, it's not time yet. I'm like, oh no, it's time. It's time. I already missed a day. And she's like, no, you should have a whole nother package. I'm like, really don't. I don't have enough. In fact, I'm one day off of it, and I'm panicking. I'm gonna have like these symptoms. All my hormones are gonna leave my body, and I'm very nervous. Just give me the medicine. And she's like, so we're going back and forth, and I'm like, she's like, listen, I know for a fact that I gave it to you because we have to scan the boxes, and I scanned it. Like, there are 3 scans in here. There's another box somewhere. At which point I quietly text Dan, and I'm like, are you home? So he goes in, and he's like, whatever. And so I leave, and I'm like, okay. And like, I'm a little bit of a huff.
You left in a huff.
I'm in a little bit of a huff. I'm like, I don't know what happened between here and the window when you gave it to me, but there were 2 boxes in there, not 3.
And I'll be back.
Exactly. Lo and behold, Dan takes a picture. He's like, is this your Duave? I'm like, does it say box 3 on it? He's like, sure does.
You're going to come in and be like, my name's not Karen. Please don't put me on YouTube.
I call back. I'm like, I'm like, Walgreens pharmacy, please. I'm really sorry. You were right.
You're like,
there is a box.
What's her address? I'd love to send her some flowers today. Just a little apology.
Exactly.
Honestly, story of my life. I am constantly creating like huffs and puffs with like, please don't get me started.
I was ready to panic. I was like, I do not want to go into withdrawals. So anyway.
No, I know.
That was the story.
That's a good one.
I swear, I look in my cabinet for that like as if I'm a junkie. I'm like counting my pills furiously. I'm like this at the table. My family's like, don't worry, we're not going to take your hormones. Hands off, everybody.
You're like Victoria with the lorazepam.
Exactly.
Anybody see my lorazepam? Yeah. Anyway.
All right, hotties.
Guys, all right, hotties. Such
Love
a good
you.
one. Lucky 18. Love everybody. See you all next week. Next
Yes.
episode.